Good morning, and welcome to my presentation on Diagnostic X-rays. Everything you ever wanted to know about what an X-ray is, having an X-ray, and the safety practices that go with the X-ray procedure. So I'm going to start my presentation today with a little information about myself. My name is Kelly, and I am a medical radiation technologist. I've worked in the profession for about 15 years, and we're a very proud profession. We are governed by a college, a licensed body which regulates us, and we have strict rules about what we can and cannot do, and very high standard of care practices. I'm going to first go over the history of X-rays, just a little background. So X-rays weren't actually invented. They were discovered by a scientist in the 1985. He actually was working on some equipment and noticed some barium plates were glowing in the presence of something that's called a Crookes tube. And he went on to investigate this, and he actually was able to develop the first ever taken medical X-ray. And you can see a very famous picture here that he took of his wife's hand with her wedding ring, and that was in 1996, and he also received the very first Nobel Prize in Physics for his work on producing X-rays. The science behind producing X-rays is very based in physics. It's fairly complicated, so I'm just going to go over a little bit of what you need to know. Basically, from a patient perspective, you need to realize that X-rays are ionizing radiation, which results in the removal of an electron from an atom. And this is important in a human perspective because it's able to change the composition of your cells in your body and can create some problems along the way. So we always want to be mindful to limit radiation exposure and only take the absolute necessary pictures that are required for a diagnosis. X-rays can be, ionizing radiation can be natural from the environment, or they can be man-made, and X-rays in the medical profession constitute the largest man-made radiation. A lot goes into keeping radiation workers safe when they're working in the profession, as well as patients. This is a picture of me. I'm wearing a full lead apron, and that's what we use when we go into exposure to X-rays. So your body has some organs that are very radiosensitive, which are the eyes, the thyroid. So all efforts are made to protect those because they're very delicate to radiation exposure. Radiation exposure is measured in millisieverts. So we actually wear a dosimeter, which measures the exposure to our body for the lifetime of our career. It's measured and recorded by Health Canada, and it's attached to our social insurance number so that they can make sure that we're not becoming overexposed while working with radiation. We also shield patients. So there is a safety code 20A, which is our governing safety practices, and we're required to shield all patients to the age of 55, and it's their reproductive organs that we will be shielding. So these are really heavy to wear all day, so we only like to wear them when we're actually doing exams because it probably adds about 25 pounds when you're walking around. X-rays are produced in a glass envelope, so a protective housing, so they can't get out to leak. So basically all you need to know about X-rays and how they're produced is a high voltage current throws electrons at a rotating tungsten target, and the tungsten is a natural element which allows the X-rays to be produced. It's all lead lined, and it's in a vacuum so that no extra molecules are in, and nothing is coming out or leaking to the people around it, and it creates an X-ray beam which goes right through the patient. X-ray equipment has really advanced over the years. It's basically comprised of radiolucent table that the X-rays can travel through. Most are made of graphite, carbon graphite, which is strong yet light, and it moves around on the base to position patients. The X-ray tube is held by supports in the ceiling, which can be moved around in all different angles. And it used to be film, as in most things, but now we actually have a digital detector, which wirelessly sends the images to the computer to be viewed by the technologist. We also have a portable X-ray machine. Ours is a great little fish one that can drive around the hospital. You typically think of X-rays being of broken bones, but they're actually, X-ray technologists are first on the scene when there's traumas. We go about doing in the hospital, we do pelvises, we do chests from a lot of car accidents, and we do abdomens. So when a patient comes into the ER trauma room, we are first on the scene to do general X-rays. When you come in to have an X-ray done, the technologist is basically trying to get two views of your area, of your body part being imaged, and we want it to be 90 degrees from each other to localize any fractures. So you can see here an X-ray. This is an X-ray from the front, and you can't really see the fracture. It's about here. It's hidden in the bone there. And then when you turn the patient on its side, you can very much see the X-ray. So when you come in, you have to realize that we're trying our best to demonstrate the pathology of the fracture so that the doctor can make an accurate diagnosis. Well, I hope I have told you everything that you need to know about when you're coming in for an X-ray, that you should be radiation protected. There's a purpose to what the X-ray technologist is trying to accomplish when they're asking you to roll around on the table and do all these fancy moves. And the X-rays are physics-based in how they're produced, and really cool if you get into the science, but it takes a long time to actually learn all that stuff. So I'd like to thank you for coming to my presentation today. Us X-ray technologists love everything about the body. We love the 206 bones that are included, and I hope that this gives you some information so you can be well informed when you undergo your medical tasks. Thank you very much for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day.